Back now with another voice being heard in the investigation into a deadly crash involving a party bus.
And this voice backs up a federal report on a number of things that went wrong ahead of the crash. 3 people were killed when a tractor trailer plowed into the bus on 64 back in 2022. The big rig driver was found to have falsified driving records. Another driver who worked for the same company is talking about that policy. Investigative reporter Chris Horn continues his coverage of this story.
A cover story to tell state police, doctoring drivers' logs from thousands of miles away. Former driver with a trucking company says that's how it was.
I cannot sit back any longer knowing what they did.
In the early morning hours of December 16th, 2022, Dwayne Sykes was a former trucker for Triton Logistics. That's when a Triton truck rear-ended a shuttle bus on I-64 in Williamsburg. 3 passengers aboard the bus were killed. But the real driver of the Triton truck, Daniel Kramer, initially told state police he had just dropped off his supposed co-driver, Dwayne Sykes. You were never in a truck with him?
Absolutely not.
So how did Sykes' name end up associated with the crash when he was no longer with Triton?
They stole my information. I'm going to say stole because I didn't give anyone my permission to use my logs. So they had me assigned to that truck as if I was a co-pilot.
The National Transportation Safety Board report says Kramer, the real driver, told their investigators that Triton gave him a cover story to use. I basically repeated what they told me to say, Kramer is quoted in his transcript, that I had just dropped off my co-driver, which is the same thing that I told that state policeman that night. Did anyone from Triton ever tell you to say that sort of thing?
Absolutely.
That
was the go-to.
So Kramer was making the run by himself with no co-driver. Kramer also describes a data center in Lithuania that Triton used to manage and, when needed, manipulate drivers' electronic logs to make it look like they had more time for rest than they really did.
They were backdated, and you'll have to certify the logs on your screen, on your end, but for the most part, they can go into the system and change.
Did you ever do that?
Yes, I have. And I'm not proud of it.
He says he sympathizes with the victims' families.
I'm saddened. I'm devastated.
Sykes says he has also talked with the attorney for one of the victims' families. We contacted Triton before yesterday's report aired, and they had no comment. I've reached out to the company once again today and will update this story online with any response. Chris Horn, 10 on your side.